Hey, how you doing? Welcome again to the High and Beyond Show. How y'all doing? This is your boy the Beast, chilling with my bro, Cairo Cage Go Bang. Now we had a great week of wrestling, so we're expecting a lot of good stuff. So let's get started with the reviews. First off, we had mother.
Sorry, I guess it wasn't your time to shine this time. My turn to do my review. Hi everybody, so let's just ignore all the jibber jabber we just had. So, hello guys, this is the Punisher, of course, reviewing Raw along with the Rumble, and later on tonight the Beast will be reviewing his Smackdown part. So, let's talk about the Rumble first just a little bit. Overall, it wasn't a bad show, but here's a couple things that I had a problem with. It was great that the club won the tag titles on the pre-show, but they couldn't make this match on the main show for it to mean something more. I mean, I'm glad that the club won the tag titles, but why couldn't you do this on the main show? Anyway, and then we also saw Nia Jax take on Sasha, and Nia Jax won the match with a Samoan drop, which the finish looked a little bit off, but it's alright. And then, along on the side, we also had the 6 women tag match for the pre-show, which of course the Faces won this match too. Overall, good pre-show matches. Now on to the main card. So, just to run down the card a little bit, first we saw Bayley and Charlotte, which was a typical match with Charlotte getting the W, and then we saw Kevin Owens take on Roman Reigns, and it looked like Roman was going to get the W until freaking Braun Strowman had to interfere in the match.
Braun!
I'm not a Braun Strowman fan, but I wish Roman had won the title to begin with, but anyway, a whole other ball game there. And then in the second to last main event, we saw Cena take on AJ Styles. A phenomenal match, very good match. However, it would have been nice if AJ kept the title, but they gave it to Cena for him to tie Ric Flair's record. Now on to the Rumble match, and Rumble match was good. One surprise, which was 10 was number 10 in the Rumble match. Ty Dillinger. Boy, am I glad you made an entrance in the Rumble. However, here's my whole beef with this whole thing. Braun Strowman was in the Rumble match, but if Braun had cost Roman the title match, how come Roman never came out to get Braun eliminated? But anyway, later on as the Rumble match was going on, we didn't really get any cool surprises during the match, which was unfortunate, but we did see The Undertaker come in at 29, and Roman came in randomly at number 30, and boy, did that get everybody really angry, especially the fact that he just lost to KO. And we also saw he eliminated The Undertaker, which drew a serious amount of boos from the crowd and everything, and I can understand why a lot of people are upset with Roman being in the Rumble after losing to KO, but here's my scenario, my take. What if Roman had actually won the title? Maybe he would not have been in the Rumble match for them to try to force another thing on the fans and getting the fans aggravated. I felt it would have made more sense if Roman won the title so he wouldn't have to be in the number 30 spot and somebody else could have used it, but whatever, so that's WWE for you. Now on to our Raw review. So, Raw actually was a pretty good show to be honest. However, we did see some stuff on Raw the following night where this time Roman capitalized on his now feud with Braun Strowman for Fastlane, although I felt it should have continued last night in the Rumble match, but anyway, so Roman cost Braun Strowman his Universal title match against Kevin Owens, but then Braun took out Jericho before the match, and then before all this took place, Owens complained about having to go through so much the prior night where he had to defend it against Braun Strowman that night due to Mick Foley's orders, and then Stephanie gave Mick hell about it, but then they reasoned it out backstage. And then we saw a 6-person mixed tag match with Bayley and Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Club in Charlotte, which was another typical match. But anyway, overall, what I really liked the most about was towards the end when Triple H finally came out and then called out Seth Rollins at first. Then we saw the Austin debut of Samoa Joe on the main roster and on Raw. And he went and attacked Seth Rollins to end the night. That was an incredible ending right there. So, much enjoyed Raw in that aspect. So, alright, well, now that I am done discussing Raw, now it's turn to...
Get off the screen. Don't mess with the wolf pack. Now then, after getting attacked, again, since it seems like this show is more on attacks again.
I don't think I'm having kids.
Don't worry. Okay. Now then, pretty much, I didn't see much of the pre-shows, I'll be honest. But I am happy to know the club did win the tag team titles. Great. John Cena and AJ Styles, definitely match of the night, possible match of the year. Great overall. Like both, and it was perfect. Both wrestlers still look strong. AJ still look like he could be a dominating like talent, while John Cena gets his little shine on to become the new 16-time world champion. I'm back and forth on this, but I say if someone's gonna beat the record, why not have it be John Cena? It makes more sense.
I'll co-sign that.
Also, there was also some good matches, but the Rumble we're going to skip straight to because this is what Smackdown do. The Rumble was awesome. It had its moments. The surprises I didn't really care too much for because it was like we suspected these guys come in late. But the biggest disappointment, where was Finn? Where was any other talent from NXT? Why couldn't we have the glorious one join?
I can't see that happening because he did win the NXT title.
Congrats to Bobby Roode winning the NXT championship. But it could be something. They could work it out. Anything's possible. But you know who we got?
Don't.
Roman Reigns.
Don't. First of all, Vince, what the hell were you thinking, man? Stop trying to force feed Roman Reigns on us, bruh. Like, he was been played out since the Shield, son.
It's alright.
No, it's not alright.
It's alright. We got Dean Ambrose and Seth at least.
Well, wait, yeah, but Dean
Seth's injured.
Don't. Oh shit, Seth is injured. Again, right? It's like this is what, second time? I hope he doesn't miss WrestleMania.
I hope he doesn't become injury prone.
Yeah.
Because once a wrestler becomes injury prone, everything about him is gone. The stock goes down, the interest goes down, the fans go down.
Basically, you're just being traded like, NBA style. Your value goes down.
Sound like Raw's gonna have a problem.
They already have a problem. SmackDown's still whipping their ass in ratings.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hey, we're gonna get on to the A+ show. Because after we take care of the A+ show, we'll then take care of somebody else. The night kicked off with the Wyatt family confronting John Cena. You know how it is. John Cena comes out, let you know he won the championship. If you want some, come get some. And you guess who came to get some? Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. And like usual, Bray showed how well he is on the mic. He's a boss. Like, honestly, out of a lot of talents that they randomly brought in, Bray Wyatt is a great talent when it comes to being on the mic. Wrestling skills are good too, but his mic skills is awesome. So yeah, what next we have down here on my list of Jericho?
Mr. Franco.
Next up, we have Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton taking on what followed after the promo, John Cena and Luke Harper.
I don't know how to feel about that, man.
It was something.
I mean, no, I enjoy Luke Harper, but Cena.
Pretty much throughout the whole match, though, it was like Luke was doing his thing. When it came to Randy Orton, he was giving him an ass whooping. But unfortunately, every time he seen Bray, he pumped up. He pumped the brakes. He wasn't about that life.
I wouldn't be about that life with Bray. That nigga creeped me out.
But either way, the match was good, even though it came out to the victory of the Wyatt family. But you definitely see a lot of what's going on. I'm pretty confident that we're going to see a Randy Orton against Luke Harper again. I'm pretty sure we're going to see that again.
Fastlane?
Fastlane. No. Wait, ain't Fastlane both or is it one?
Oh.
We don't know.
No, we don't. I don't.
It's too many
Whatever. Whatever.
Anyway, then we had... we should skip this. Carmella And James Ellsworth. It was another jobbers match. Ellsworth helped with the victory. Enough said. I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about this.
Bro, how does something fine like Carmella get James Ellsworth for like for real, son? Like, let me know.
There's actually
comment.
There's a weird,
tell me why.
There's actually a weird breed of women that like some ugly looking men. You never know that.
Sarah Jessica Parker looked like a foot. He looks like a foot with bunions. Come on, man.
We're not trying to get in trouble here, okay? Okay. Continuing the night, we had Dolph Ziggler taking on Kalisto. It wasn't really more of a boring match. It was just, this is what you usually would see. At this point, SmackDown's already starting to look like they're trying to scrape the barrel, even though they shouldn't at this point.
Really
but
shouldn't.
It was a good match. It helped Dolph look dominant as a heel. And
by the way, I actually like Dolph as a heel. Always have.
It's just, I kind of don't understand why it's pretty much, it's a 2-on-1 rivalry.
Yeah.
It's Cruz and Kalisto against Ziggler. Why?
Because Ziggler's a hot commodity still, even though he doesn't really do shit.
But I wouldn't think it's more to the point where you gotta just double team the man. He already has a hard time winning championships.
Damn.
God. Oof. That was so hot I had to wipe some sweat off. Next up, we had our Divas Tag Team match, Naomi and Becky Lynch. What they call themselves? Glow Fire?
Glow Fire?
Yeah, they call themselves Glow Fire.
Glow Fire.
Glow Fire.
I mean, shit, Naomi still got that glow.
But we're running with it. Glow Fire defeated Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. The match was great, and it actually helped with the fact that with Becky Lynch, she's moving on, taking on her frustrations with Mickie James, while Alexa Bliss is moving on with her opponent Naomi in the future, because Naomi pretty much earned her shot. Which now in the upcoming pay-per-view for SmackDown, my God, what is the name of it? There's so many damn pay-per-views. Elimination Chamber. We will go ahead and have our women's championship bout.
But you know what I always thought? What if WWE, kind of upped the stakes a little bit by doing an all-female elimination chamber?
It's possible, but I don't see it right away.
I mean, they did the Hell in a Cell. Come on.
I know, but it's just...
And then the Iron Woman match?
Here's the thing. Elimination Chamber is supposed to be that match where it's supposed to be the most brutal. More than Hell in a Cell. More than the Iron Women's match. More than all that. So, for right now, let's just be happy there was a steel cage. Let's be happy there was a Hell in a Cell. Let's relax and not hope for the Elimination Chamber yet. Besides, y'all gotta make that match entertaining. The Elimination Chamber was only great during the first 3 Elimination Chamber matches. Ever since the first 3.
I co-sign that.
After the first 3, y'all haven't had one good Elimination Chamber match. Not one.
Well, no, I like the one when Shawn kicked the shit out of Undertaker.
It was alright. It wasn't the first 3. That's my opinion. Sorry, we went off track. The reason we went off track because it makes sense with the next step was a chaos happening in the ring with the tag team divisions. Pretty much Alpha felt like there was John Cena for a second. So they both said, if you want some, come get some. You know what happened? The whole roster came down and everybody just started fighting.
Should never did that.
So we don't know what's going to happen. It might be another SmackDown 4-way tag team match or something like that.
How do you feel about that?
Those matches aren't bad. I just don't want them to be repetitive like the 6-man matches.
Yeah, it is kind of
The
repetitive.
6-man matches are pretty much the norm, just like the normal singles matches and everything else. And our last, but not least, AJ Styles taking on Dean Ambrose. Great match. Pretty much an awesome match to follow up after the Royal Rumble matchups. Because it's usually hard to do that, just come up with a great match after another great match, but that was a great match. The two has great chemistry with each other, and then on the outside we also had The Miz and Corbin just sparking a flame. Well, really, Miz was pissing off Corbin, so Corbin got pissed and beat on Miz, which then led to, for some reason, what was it, Dean Ambrose decided to just jump out and attack both of them, and then, you know what all that distraction did for Dean Ambrose? Get hit with a Styles Clash for the 1, 2, 3.
Don't want to get hit with that.
No complaints. SmackDown was actually a pretty core show to follow up right after Royal Rumble. And usually I don't give Raw little, hurrahs, but I actually liked Raw this week.
I did too. And it wasn't just because of Samoa Joe, it's the build up to that particular point.
I hope Joe do something good, because the funniest thing, the talks, everybody was confused. No one knew where he was going to go. But the original idea was that Joe was supposed to come onto SmackDown, which was supposed to start the rivalry with him and John Cena. But instead, they decided to go with the fact of letting him be the assassin, I'll call him. The assassin of Triple H.
And might I add, it
Take
was
out
about
Seth.
time. It was about time for Samoa to get bumped up. Because, you know, NXT reign was good, but it was about time. Y'all have been slacking.
All that's next now, bring up the Perfect 10 and bring up Shinsuke Nakamura. I know y'all gonna save that for another time.
Oscar!
Oh, can't forget Asuka. The only thing is I don't know where Asuka will go. Where do you think Asuka will go?
Honestly, I don't know. I think she got a good chance of going against Charlotte for the title. I mean, who the hell is going to stop Charlotte but Asuka?
That actually makes sense. Let one undefeated person take on another undefeated person. Hell, if anything, there would be. I got an idea. Y'all could take it, but y'all better give me some props and some money and some gear for it.
Holla at your boys.
When Asuka comes up to the main roster, put her up against Charlotte. Let Asuka win. Let Asuka be the one to end the streak because it will help continue the flame that she has built in NXT as the undefeated woman. And we're completely off topic at this point. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. Like, subscribe. We'll see y'all next week. And we'll take care of Punisher another time.